Welcome, everyone, this afternoon to our final daily visit with God for this week. I'm going to be in Job in chapter 21, verse 4. These are the words of Job. He says, "As for me, is my complaint to man? And if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled?" So he's talking to his friends, and they're there, each one of them, they've been come one after the other telling Job their opinion, and here's what they thought his problem was, and here, criticizing him and so forth. And Job just says to him, he says, "Wait a minute, have I complained to man?" Well, let me see if I can give you a personal kind of testimony and something that may, at least in my mind, it kind of explains a little bit. It was a number of years ago, I think back about 2007, if I remember right, might have been 2008, somewhere like that. But I had to have a heart catheter in view of maybe possible open heart surgery. It turned out to be nothing, but I had to have this heart catheter in view of an open heart surgery. And the prospect, to be honest with you, was a monumental life event for me. And as it drew closer, I determined that I didn't want to, the day came on that this thing was all going to happen, and they were going to do this heart catheter and then open heart surgery. As the day came, I determined I didn't want to have a lot of people around me at the hospital. What I did is I called upon a trusted preacher friend to pray with me, to be there and pray with me. I had asked a couple of the men of our church to come, and the church that I pastor to come. They wanted to be there, and they were welcome. And then I had them come there, and then I also had my immediate family. They were in the room waiting, kind of with me in the operating room until they took on that pre-op room until they took me off to the surgery. For me, the situation was huge and scary and stressful, and I just didn't want to be pressed upon by people, people all around me. I wanted to kind of focus on what was going on. I mean, this is a big thing, and they let me know that it was very serious, and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I just didn't want to have a ton of people around there. I wonder if Job might have felt a little bit like that. He's in a terrible situation in his life. Emotionally and spiritually and physically. This is a bad time. And he had continued to meet with God about it, and his supposed friends came, but they served no real purpose, when they came. They weren't any comfort to him, and they didn't offer any good counsel to him, or miserable comforters, he said about him. And it was under those circumstances that Job told these miserable comforters that his complaint, his communication, and his distresses were between him and the Lord. In fact, if they had not come and pressed in and refused to give him space, they might never have known that Job's spirit was in any trouble at all. All of us go through times when we must pour our hearts out to the Lord, and those times are best accomplished in private, or at least with only very few trusted comforters around. No one else need ever know about our troubled spirit. So it's not like you need to tell the world on Facebook or on social media all of your problems. You don't need to let them know. Just some friends, some close friends, and God. And that'll be enough. In fact, it'll be better. So God bless you, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you on Sunday through radio, the FM on the broadcast out in the parking lot, or the online service. And we're looking forward to the day when this thing is done and we can meet together in the house of the Lord.